There's a space between the moments where the air don't fully move, like a sentence left unfinished with nothing left to prove. And the silence feels familiar, like it's something I've rehearsed. There's a weight inside the quiet of the last words unrehearsed. Every phrase in perfect place. Thought I'd say them when it mattered, when I finally saw your face. But the moment came and passed me like it didn't recognize. All the things I meant to tell you just stayed buried in disguise. There's no echo of that silence, no replay I can demand. Just the memory of the distance between the thought and where I stand. No voice to break, no line to trace, just something locked in empty space. And every breath I hold too long feels like it's where they still belong. They're the last words I never said tonight. No wrong, no clear-cut right, just something caught before the sound that never made it out. Oh, I tried to call them back to life, tried to force them into light, but every time I reach inside, they fade before they rise. I hear them in the quiet hours when the world has settled down. Not as voices, not as language, just a pressure without sound. There's no way to reconstruct them, no exact way they would land. Just a feeling that they carry that I can't quite understand. I speak around the emptiness now, try to feel what wasn't done, but every word I say too late feels like it's the wrong one. No past to fix, no thread to pull, just something never made it full. And every truth I try to shape feels like a version out of place. They're the last words I never said tonight, no way to bring them into sight. You can search through every memory, but they won't form the same. Oh, I turned, I tried to rewrite every moment in my mind, but every path I trace again still leaves them undefined. I stood still in the reflection, tried to say them to the glass, but they wouldn't take their meaning, they just slipped and didn't last. No sound to carry what they held, no form they could become, just the shape of something missing that refuses to be done. And in that quiet realization, with no time left to pretend, I stopped trying just to speak them and let the silence stand. Choose to keep finds a way to never sleep. And silence don't just disappear, it settles in, it lingers here. So everything you leave unsaid still finds a place inside your head. They're the last words, and now I see they were never meant to be. No matter how I try to find, they're lost between the lines. Oh, I ran it through my mind, every version I could find, but every line I thought was true never sounded right for you. Now the room is still and open, but it holds what never came. Every silence feels connected to a word without a name. And if you ever hold a sentence that you're waiting just to say, don't assume you'll get the moment. It might already slip away. Night hung low, too still, too near, like it was waiting just to hear. Every breath I tried to hide, every truth I kept inside. The moon was thin, a crooked blade, cutting through the choice I made. And in that silence, cold and true, began the night I buried you. I dug the ground with shaking hands, through broken dirt and shifting sand. Each shovel's weight a heavy sound, like it was judging what I'd found. You didn't speak, you didn't cry, just stared at me with hollow eyes, like you already knew the end before it ever could begin. The trees stood still, the wind held tight, like even nature feared that night. And every shadow stretched too long, like it was watching what went wrong. I tried to tell myself a lie, that this was mercy in disguise. But deep beneath the dirt and dread, I knew the truth I couldn't shed. It was the night I buried you alone, in a place where nothing's ever known. No cross to mark, no prayer to say, just silence swallowing the day. Oh, I tried to leave it all behind, but it's carved too deep inside my mind. And every step I take feels through the ground that holds what I did to you. Earth was soft, too soft to trust, like it remembered blood and dust. And every inch I covered slow felt like something I couldn't let go. I turned away, but heard it still, a quiet sound against my will. Not from the ground, not from the air, but from a place already there. The shovel fell, my hands went numb, like I had nowhere left to run. And in the dark I swore I knew the night had buried me there too. The moon went dark behind a cloud, like it refused to look down now. And every breath became a thread, binding me to what was dead. It was the night I buried you alone, in a place where nothing's ever known. No cross to mark, no prayer to say, just silence swallowing the day. Oh, I tried to leave it all behind, but it's carved too deep inside my mind. And every step I take feels through the ground that holds what I did to you. I left that place before the dawn, but something followed me along. Not in shape, not in sound, just a weight I carried around. Every mirror shows your stare, every shadow says you're there. And every time I close my eyes, I see the truth I can't deny. You don't hope, you don't chase, you forever free. From the moment you looked at me, not anger, not fear, not even blame, just something deeper without a name. A bond that didn't break with earth, a silence louder than its worth. And every breath I take since then feels like I'm digging once again. It was the night I buried you alone, but I was never left on my own. No grave can hide, no dirt can keep what refuses death, what won't sleep. Oh, I tried to run, but now I see there ain't no distance left for me. And every road I follow through leads back to the night I buried you. Now I'll walk where the soil feels thin, like it might give way again. No peace to find, no truth to claim, just endless echo without a name. And if you ever stand where I stood and feel the pull beneath the wood, don't turn away, don't follow through, or you'll relive the night I buried you. The night still waits where I began, with open earth and empty hand, and somewhere deep where shadows grew, it's always the night I buried you. The morning broke in broken light, through stained glass stained with last night's fight. The wind stood still, the world stood bare, like it knew what wasn't there. And far away, too faint to be, a bell that rings too late for me, a hollow sound, a fading fate. The church bells rang too late. I walked the road that led me back, through ash and gravel faded tracks, where every step I tried to take still carried what I couldn't shake. The church stood tall but looked away, like it had nothing left to say. The doors were shut but I could hear the echo of a buried prayer. The pews were empty, cold and torn, like they had long since been forlorn. And every cross upon the wall looked like it couldn't stand at all. I knelt down slow in silent dread, with all the words I never said, and every breath I tried to keep just sank down deeper into me. The church bells rang too late for me, when truth was already buried deep. No holy hand, no saving grace could reach me in that empty place. Oh, I tried to call out through the night, but nothing came to set it right. And every sin I tried to fake still echoes in the steps I take. The preacher's book lay open open wide with pages burned and black inside, like someone tried to write again a truth that wouldn't fit in sin. The altar cracked beneath the weight of promises it couldn't make, and every candle burned too low, like even faith refused to glow. I saw my name carved in the wood, not how it was, but how it should have ended long before I came to kneel before a hollow name. The air and still the dust stood high, like it refused to say goodbye, and every sound I thought I knew was something I had passed right through. The church bells rang too late for me, when truth was already buried deep. No holy hand, no saving grace could reach me in that empty place. Oh, I tried to call out through the night, but nothing came to set it right. And every sin I tried to fake still echoes in the steps I take. I walked outside where shadows grew, like they were waiting there for you. And in the wind I swore I heard a final broken whispered word. Not judgment sharp, not wrath or flame, just everything I can't reclaim. A weight that doesn't leave or fade, just settles in the things I made. The bells rang once, then died again, like mercy only comes at 10. But I was gone before they tried to pull me back from what I died. It ain't the church that saves your soul, it's what you do when you lose control. And every step you try to take is either truth or mistake. And bells don't ring to change the past, they only echo things that last. Too late to heal, too late to save, just sound above an empty grave. The church bells rang too late that day, when everything had gone away. No light returns, no sin is undone once the silence has begun. No, I tried to stand, I tried to pray, but nothing here would lead the way. And every truth I can't escape still rings long after fate. Now I don't wait for morning's call, I stand beneath where shadows fall. No past to fix, no truth to gain, just echoes ringing through my name. And if you ever hear that sound through empty sky or hollow ground, don't listen long, don't hesitate, or the church bells will ring too late. The bell still swings, but makes no sound, just moving there, no sacred ground. And I remain where truth won't wait, where church bells ring too late. The night rang low, like it had nowhere else to go. Glass and laughter, smoke and sin all circle me within. And in that noise so loud, so tight, I lost my faith that night. It started small, a careless word, the kind you wish you never heard. Then bottles turned to breaking sound, and truth got knocked right to the ground. The jukebox died mid-fading tune, like even music left the room. And every promise I once knew got buried in the blue. No holy sign, no warning grace, just fists and flash and broken space. The air got thick, the floorboard shook, like even heaven took a look. And every breath I tried to save just fell into the grave. I lost my faith in a barroom fight that night, under flickering, dying light. No hear that sound of bottles breaking on the ground, it takes me back to where it fell, where heaven turned to hell. Not devil there, not angels either, just men who couldn't be believers. And somewhere in that final swing, I lost everything. Not God, not hope, not truth or flame, just something I can't name. It ain't the bar, it ain't the fight, it's everything feels not right. Every faith we try to keep still cracks and broken sleep. And belief don't always die clean, sometimes it's lost between a shattered glass and fading light inside a barroom fight. I lost my faith in a barroom fight for good, and I've nothing understood. No peace to find, no place to stand, just the broken bottles in my hand. Oh, I tried to pray, I tried to stay, but it all slipped away. And every breath I try to keep still drifts too deep. Now I don't pray when nights get long, I just remember what went wrong. No truth to fix, no past to name, just echoes that don't end. Not devil there, not angel. There's a sound that moves through open space, too soft to call a voice. Not a word I clearly recognize, but not something I can avoid. And it slips between the quiet, like it's always been the same. There's a shape inside the silence, and it carries your name. I heard it first along the roadside, where the fields don't ever end, just a trace across the distance, like a message trying to bend. No direction I could follow, no clear place it settled in, but it moved the way a memory finds its way beneath the skin. Every step I took away from it didn't make the distance grow, it just changed the way to reach me in a way I couldn't know. No voice to hold, no form to face, just something drifting through the space. And every breath I try to keep feels like it's brushing past me. The wind carries your name tonight, no shape to see, no wrong, no right, just something moving through the air, like it's always waiting there. Oh, I've tried to shut it out, pretend that it's something I can end, but every silence I create just gives it more to resonate. It follows through the narrow hallway, slides along the edges clean, like it knows exactly where to go without ever being seen. There's no echo I can measure, no sound I can contain, but it lingers in the stillness, like it's tied into my name. I close my eyes to block the feeling, but it doesn't fade away. It just settles into breathing, like it's something meant to stay. No thread to cut, no past to clear, just something always drawing near. And every time I try to speak, it answers back without a need. The wind carries your name tonight, no distance left, no end in sight. You can run across the open ground, but it's already all around. Oh, I turned, I tried to divide what was yours from what's inside, but every line I tried to draw just blurred into what I saw. I stood still in the open, clear, and let the air move as it would. Didn't fight it, didn't follow, just stood there where I stood. And it passed through me completely, not around me, not behind, like the space I thought was empty had been filled the whole time. No single word to hold on to, no clear sound to repeat. just the sense that something known had settled in too deep. It ain't a voice you hear out loud. It don't need form, it don't need sound. Every name you never release finds a way to move with ease. And wine don't choose where it belongs. It carries what it's held too long. So every silence left unnamed still moves when called by name. The wind carries your name, I know. It was never far to go. No matter how I tried to hide, it was moving deep inside. Oh, I stopped, I didn't run, let it pass through what I've become. And every breath I call my own feels like it's not mine alone. Now the air don't feel like nothing, it just moves through what remains. Every silence holds a whisper that I cannot rearrange. And if you ever hear it calling through a place you thought was still, don't look out into the distance. It might be closer than you will. There's no sound where it settled, no trace of how it came. Just a quiet rearranging of everything the same. And the light don't seem to linger, like it knows it's not allowed. There's a stillness in the corners that feels heavier than sound. I don't remember when it started, no clean line I can draw. Just a slow and steady fading of what I thought I saw. Every door is still wide open, every road still leads somewhere. But the meaning in the distance don't arrive the way it's there. There's no fight left in the silence, no resistance in the air. Just the sense that something finished without needing to be there. No final call, no last demand, just something slipping through my hands. And every breath I try to take feels like it's already late. The darkness took its due tonight. No wrong to name, no clear right, just something claimed without a word that everyone somehow heard. Oh, I tried to hold the line, tried to call it out in time, but every step I thought was mine was already redefined. The streets still look the same as ever, same old cracks, same fading paint. But the weight behind the structure feels a little less restrained. No one speaks about the difference, no one stops to question why. But there's something in the stillness that refuses to reply. I see it in the way they're moving, like they've learned to not resist. Like the loss was never sudden, just a thing already missed. No name to call, no debt to show, just something everyone will know. And every truth I try to hold feels like it's silence passed me through. Tried to find what was taken, but there was nothing I could do. No moment left to point to, no edge where it began. Just the slow and final settling of everything I am. And in that quiet realization, with no resistance left inside, I stopped asking for return and let the absence be my guide. It ain't a force that comes and goes, it's what remains when nothing shows. Every truth you fail to keep finds a place it's meant to sleep. And darkness don't demand a name, it simply takes what won't remain. So everything you thought you owned becomes something it hasn't known. The darkness took its due, it's done, no ending left, no place to run. No matter how I tried to see, it was always part of me. Oh, I stayed, I didn't hide, watched it settle deep inside. And every step I thought I made was something already paid. And now the silence doesn't echo, it just rests where I stand. Every loss I tried to measure slips right through my hands. And if you ever feel the ending before you see it arrive, don't assume it comes from nowhere. It might be what kept you alive. And if you ever lose your way, the paper trembled in my hand like it already understood the end I planned. No perfect words, no softer way, just something I could never say. And every line I tried to send already felt like this is the end. The room was quiet, lights too low, like even shadows didn't want to know what truth becomes when it is fed. Through everything I left unsaid, I wrote your name, then let it fade like memory had been overplayed. And every sentence broke apart before it ever left my heart. The ink ran thick, the page went still, like it was learning how to feel. And every word I tried to keep just fell between the seams too deep. No voice replied, no wind would turn, just lessons that I never learned. And every breath I couldn't hide was folded in the side. I wrote goodbye in red ink that night, under a failing hollow light. No final touch, no hand to hold, just something left too cold. Oh, I tried to stop, I tried to stay, but the words would not obey. And every line I tried to trace still empties out its place. The paper curled at every edge like it was standing on a ledge between what stays and what departs from broken, careless hearts. I never meant for it to sound like everything was burning down, but even silence had a tone of letting go alone. When I folded it away, it felt like I had nothing left to say. The night don't judge the things we send, it only knows where they all end. And every truth I couldn't bind still lingers in my mind. I wrote goodbye in red ink just for me, and it never let me be. No clean erase, smoke turning back, just fading on the track. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to hide, but it stayed there on my side. And every
itself indeed. Now I don't write, I don't pretend, I let the pages never meant no first, no last, no final line, just something left behind. And if you ever feel that page where words don't age but still engage, don't sign your name, don't let it stay, but it will write you anyway. They asked me where I was that night, underneath that pale street light. I said I don't recall the time, but truth don't always speak in rhyme. And the sheriff's eyes were sharp and still, like he already knew the will of something buried out of sight, where nothing wrong can turn to right. The town don't talk, it just pretends that every storm remakes some winds, but it remembers what we hide. Even when we lie inside, I felt it there beneath my feet, like something waiting incomplete. And every breath I couldn't hide was folded in the side. I wrote goodbye and red ink that night, under a failing hollow light, no final.
There's a place where the wind won't stay, where the ground remembers every name, and the branches don't bend with time, they just wait for a reason to climb. The moon don't shine it on the stairs, at all the things that once were there, and the air feels thick like it knows the tale of the hanging tree down by the trail. First heard about it when I was a child, from voices low and eyes gone wild. They said don't go where the roots run deep, where the dead don't rest, they only sleep. But I grew up with a restless heart, and warnings only tore me apart. So I followed the road where the shadows leaned into the silence of evergreen. The forest closed like a shutting hand, pulling me into forgotten land. And every step on the twisted trail felt like I was part of the tale. And then I saw it through the haze, a shape that broke the forest maze, a crooked silhouette on high, scratching lines into the sky. It's the hanging tree where the lost don't leave, where the wind still whispers what it believes, where every branch holds a memory of the ones who came but never got free. Oh, I hear it calling low and slow, where the broken shadows go, and every step that I take near feels like I was always here. The bark was black like a burned out past, where nothing living ever lasts. Names were carved in fading lines, like warnings trapped in twisted pines. I reached my hand, but the air turned cold, like something ancient took my hold. And in the silence I swear I knew that the tree was watching too. A rope still hung from a broken limb, swaying slow like a quiet hymn, not pulled by wind, not pulled by fate, just waiting patient, still and straight. And the forest seemed to breathe as one, like it remembered what was done. And every sound I tried to speak was swallowed by the hollow deep. It's the hanging tree where the lost don't leave, where the wind still whispers what it believes, where every branch holds a memory of the ones who came but never got free. Oh, I hear it calling low and slow, where the broken shadows go, and every step that I take near feels like I was always here. I saw shapes moving in the wood,
like they remembered where I stood. Not quite alive, not quite gone, just echoes of a lifelong drone. A voice came out from the crooked grain, soft like sorrow, sharp like pain. It said you came here on your own, now you're part of what has grown. The ground below felt less than real, like it forgot how life should feel. And every breath I tried to take was something the tree would break. And I understood too late, there was no path, no escape. The forest doesn't let you flee. Once you see the hanging tree, it doesn't kill, it doesn't save, it just remembers what it gave. And every soul that passed its sight still walks its roots at night. It's the hanging tree, where the lost don't leave, where the wind still whispers what it believes, where every branch holds a memory of the ones who came but never got free. Oh, I hear it calling low and slow, where the broken shadows go. And now I know what I've become, just another voice in the hum. Now I stand where the silence grows, beneath the weight that nobody knows. No longer running, no longer free, just part of the hanging tree. And if you ever walk this place and feel the air begin to change, don't look up, don't ask why, just let the forest say goodbye. The wind don't move, the night standing still. The tree remembers what it will, and I remain where shadows be, forever bound to the hanging tree.
Bury me deep beneath the black oak tree, where the chains you forged to silence me. There's a path you can't quite see now, but you feel it when you stand, like the ground remembers footsteps you can't fully understand. And it doesn't look like ruin, not a break or open wound, just the absence of what should've stayed attached a little longer too. Started in the quiet moments where it's too easy to give. Nothing carved into the future, just the way we chose to live. Every promise sounded certain, every line was clean and clear, but they faded in the telling like they never really were. Now I see them in the distance, not as objects, not as signs, just a feeling that I walk through without noticing the line. No hand to hold, no voice to keep, just something falling underneath. And every step I try to take feels like it's already late. It's a trail of broken promises tonight, no wrong declared, no clear right, just something fading in the wake of every vow we couldn't make. Oh, I tried to turn around, but the silence held no sound, and every word I thought was true became a path I walked straight through. I remember every moment when the meaning felt so real, but the shape of what we said then couldn't hold the way we feel. exact place I can stand. Just the weight of all the versions that slipped right through my hands. Now even memory feels altered, like it's learning how to lie. Not in truth, but in the space in between what we left behind. No truth to claim, no debt to show, just something only time will know. And every promise I repeat feels like it's losing its teeth. It's a trail of broken promises I see. It was never just for me. No matter how I tried to keep, they all dissolve beneath my feet. Oh, I stayed, I tried to mend every star and every end, but every vow I thought was made just slowly started to decay. Now I walk without direction, let the silence take its form. There's no anger in the ending, just the absence of what's gone. And I don't blame the forgetting or the way it came undone. It's the nature of the speaking to dissolve when it is done. And in that quiet realization, with no promise left to break, I stop chasing after meaning and accept what still remains. That ain't the lie that builds the path. It's every truth that doesn't last. Every word you fail to keep becomes the ground beneath your feet. And promises don't disappear, they settle slowly year by year. So every step you think is new is something already due. It's a trail and now I see it was always part of me. No matter how I tried to run, it was already begun. Oh, I turned, I didn't fight, let it fade into the night. And every promise I once knew still leads me back to what is true. Now the path is almost silent, but it doesn't feel erased. Just the shape of all the endings that I never could replace. And if you ever make a promise in a moment you can't see, don't assume it disappears. It might become your history. Oh. It might become your history. The shovel bit into the night, under a sky without a light. No thunder spoke, no wind would stay. Just dirt that didn't ask me why or what I'd say. The ground was soft like it agreed with everything I'd come to need. I didn't plan it line by line, it just unfolded out of time, like something waiting in my hands, beyond all moral plans. One grave for what I had become, one for what I thought I'd done. And every clump that hit the ground made a hollow kind of sound. No names were carved, no prayers were said, just echoes of what lay ahead. And every breath I tried to keep felt like it learned to weep. The earth don't judge, it just receives. Whatever silence it believes, and every truth I couldn't stay got buried there that day. Yeah, I dug 2 graves and walked away that night. No wrong, no mercy, no clear ride, just empty space where truth once lay behind me in the clay. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to hide, but both those graves were on my side, and every step I try to take still feels like something breaks. The first was cold, the second wide, like they had room for what I tried to split between my guilt and fear. But both of me were here. The wind came through but didn't speak, like it had nothing left to seek. And every star above my head felt like it understood what bled. A shovel dropped to final sound, like closure never truly found. And in that moment, slow and gray, I turned and walked away. The night don't care what's left behind, it only knows what's redefined. And every step I take in stride still carries what I hide. I dug 2 graves and walked away from me, while the truth and want to be free. No final words, no last goodbye, just dirt beneath the hollow sky. Oh, I tried to stay, I tried to run, but the digging had already been done. And every breath I can't undo still lives inside what I went through. I never turned to check behind what shape those holes had left aligned, but I still feel them every day, like something that won't decay. Not ghosts, not bones, not anything, just weight that shadows seem to bring. A quiet pool beneath my skin, where endings never end within. The road ahead was long and bare, but part of me stayed buried there. And every step I ever made still knew the price I paid. It ain't the dirt, it ain't the night, it's everything we set to right. Every version we deny still waits beneath the sky. And some graves don't hold just the dead, they hold the thoughts we never said. Till everything we walk away still follows every day. I dug 2 graves and walked away in time, but neither one was truly mine. No clean escape, no truth to keep, just echoes buried deep. Oh, I tried to leave, I tried to flee, but both still walk inside of me. And every breath I try to take still shakes what I can't break. Now I don't dig, I don't return, I let those silent memories burn. No past to fix, no truth to claim, just ashes calling out my name. And if you ever find that place where earth remembers every face, don't stay too long, don't look too deep, or you'll find what you still keep. The wind moves on, the night runs gray, but something never went away. And I remain where shadows stay, where I dug 2 graves and walked away. The dark was heavy, close and slow. like it forgot how to let go. No sound to break it, no delay. Just breath held tight in what I'd say. And in my hand so small and thin, a spark that barely fit within. I struck the match against the night and watched it learn to eat the light. Not flame at first, but something near, like hesitation born from fear. It trembled once, then found its voice, like it had never had a choice. And in that glow so soft and weak, it seemed to almost speak. The air leaned in, the shadows bend, like something old in heaven sent, but wrong in ways I couldn't name. As if the fire knew my shame, the flame grew tall and bowed its head, like something holy left unsaid. And every second passing by felt like a whispered cry. Like it believed in all. I tried to blink, I tried to flee, but it was looking back at me. And every breath I try to take feels like the world might break. It danced without a guiding hand, like it was trying to understand why darkness doesn't let things stay the way they start. That way the walls went soft, the room went thin, like something else had moved within. And every flicker on the floor seemed to open up a door, not outward, not to anywhere, but inward, like it lived in air. And everything I tried to hide was standing by its side. The flame don't burn the same for all. Sometimes it rises just to fall. And every thought I tried to keep just drifted into sleep. I lit the match and watched it pray for me, and I don't think I'm still free. No final word, no place to stay, just light that fades away. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to hide, but it followed me outside. And every step I try to make still shakes in what it takes. Then it bent low, then went still, like it had finished what it will. And in the ashes, soft and gray, I heard what it might say. Not language, not a sound at all, just something waiting for the fall of everything I thought was mine into a softer line. And when the flame had finally gone, I wasn't sure what lingered on. It ain't the match, it ain't the fire, it's everything we don't retire. Every spark we set in place still learns to show its face. And flames don't always rise and burn, sometimes they teach us how to learn that everything we try to pray still fades the same old way. I lit the match and watched it pray for me, and it stayed inside my memory. No end in sight, no truth to save, just embers in the grave. Oh, I tried to stop, I tried to stay, but it had already gone away. And every
too slow. Don't trust its warmth, don't trust its grace, or you'll see your own face. The night goes on, the wind runs thin, but something always starts within. And I remain where embers stray, where I lit the match and watched it pray.
The moon don't shine for mercy, it shines for what hunts beneath it. Frozen ground where the world goes quiet and the lost are found. Every shadow stretches like a living thing with teeth made of hunger and memories. I've been walking this ridge since the fire went out, with a heart full of questions and a head full of doubt. And the forest don't judge, it just waits and stares like it knows every sin a man carries there. I hear them moving in the dark, like the circle in my heart, waiting for the world to fall apart. We are wolves under the moon, we don't belong to light, born from the hunger of a merciless night. Every instinct pulls us closer to the edge, walking that thin line on a broken ledge. Yeah, we are wolves under the moon, no place to hide, with the wild running deep on the inside. And every step we take, we're consumed by the wolves under the moon. I saw your face in the reflection of the frozen lake, but it vanished like a promise that we couldn't make. There's a part of me still calling your name, but the echo comes back just the same. The wind cuts sharp like a memory blade of every wrong decision that I ever made. And I feel something watching from beyond the trees, like it's breathing in rhythm with me. And the silence starts to grow, like it already knows where the darkness goes. We are wolves under the moon, we don't belong to light, born from the hunger of a merciless night. Every instinct pulls us closer to the edge, walking that thin line on a broken ledge. Yeah, we are wolves under the moon, no place to hide, with the wild running deep on the inside. And every step we take, we're consumed by the wolves under the moon. Run, hungry, remember. I try to be something tame, but the night still knows my name.
carved into bone, like I've never been home. We are wolves under the moon. We never break free from the hunger that lives inside of me. Every fear I face, every truth I consume turns to wolves under the moon. Yeah, we are wolves under the moon. Forever we roam through a world that we no longer call home, and the night keeps pulling us through. We are wolves under the moon. The moon don't judge, it just watches.
There's a forest that don't answer when the wind moves through the trees. Just a stillness made of patience, like it's holding memories. And the air feels thick but empty, like it knows what it has heard, but it never speaks about it, never offers up a word. Yeah. I walked in without direction, no sound but my own pace, like I was trying to forget something that I couldn't quite erase. Every branch above me bending, but not breaking, not too much, like the world had learned to witness without ever needing touch. Then it happened without a warning, not a build-up, not a sign, just a moment where the silence got divided by a line. No echo that can hold it, no return to what it was, and every breath that follows after feels like it's missing, 'cause it was a gunshot in the quiet pines tonight. No wrong declared, no clear right, just something cutting through the air that still refuses to repair. Oh, I stood still, I didn't move, let the moment start to prove that every silence I once knew was only waiting for this through. The trees don't run or shatter, they just carry what is past, like they understand that breaking isn't something that can last. There's no judgment in the branches, no reaction in the ground, just a settling of the distance where the silence used to sound. I look around for meaning, but the forest doesn't care. It just holds the single moment, like it's always been there. No truth to chase, no blame to give, just something that won't let me live. And every step I try to take feels like it's already late. It was a gunshot in the quiet pines I see. It was never just for me. No matter how I tried to hide, it stayed suspended in the tide. Oh, I turned, I tried to flee, but the forest fire settle where they fall. There's no ending in the hearing, just a stillness after all. And it isn't punishment rising, it's just consequence in there. Like a truth that once was hidden, now it's simply everywhere. And in that quiet realization, with no resistance left to try, I stopped calling it an ending and let it occupy. It ain't the sound that breaks you down, it's what still lingers all around. Every silence you disturb becomes a part of what you heard. And forests don't forget the sound, they keep it buried in the ground. So every step you think is clean still carries what you bear. It was a gunshot in the pines, I know. It never really let me go, no matter how I tried to be. It stayed alive inside of me. Oh, I stood still, I didn't fight. Let the silence take the night, and every breath I thought was mine was shaped by that dividing line. Now the forest feels the same still, but I don't hear it that way. Like something changed without changing and never went away. And if you ever hear a quiet that feels too sharp to ignore, don't assume it fades to nothing. It might be what it was before. Sharp like a rusted blade, I've been riding through the night trying not to fade. The stars above don't shine for me no more, just lead me down this lonesome desert floor. Every town I pass remembers my name, whispers spread like wildfire and blame. I ain't searching for forgiveness or peace, just a place where my heart can find a sleep. 'Cause I'm a rider without a home, just a shadow made of dust and bone. I'm a rider. The road runs quiet through the night, like it's hiding from a light. Dust hangs low where memories roam, on the path that leads us home. There's a weight I can't outrun from all the things I've said and done, and every mile I've ever known just leads me back to carry home. I came back through that broken gate where time and truth don't separate. The house still stands but leans in shame, like it remembers every name. The porch still creaks beneath my feet, like it knows what I won't speak. And every step I take inside feels like there's nowhere left to hide. There's a photograph turned face down, like you couldn't bear the sound of what I was and what I've been, staring back through faded skin. And in the silence I confess, the ghost I never laid to rest. They don't accuse, they don't condemn, they just wait for me to name them. These are the sins we carry home.
still smells faint and cold. The words too sharp, the stories told. The cut too deep to disappear and lingers stronger year by year. A chair sits empty by the wall, like it's waiting for a call that never came, that never will, but echoes in the silence still. I hear my father's voice again, not loud, not clear, just drifting in, like something lost between regret and all the things he can't forget. The walls don't speak, but they still know every truth I never showed, and every lie I tried to own has found its way back home. These are the sins we carry home, carved in flesh and set in stone. No matter how far we try to roam, we drag them back, we drag them home. Oh, I tried to leave them in the past, but nothing buried ever lasts, and every road I've ever known leads me back to carry home. I walked out back where the garden died, where we buried things we couldn't hide. The soil's still soft, the air's still thick, with everything we tried to fix. I knelt down slow and dug my hands through broken dirt and shifting plans, and what I found wasn't bone or blade, just every choice I ever made. They rose like shadows in the dusk, not to judge, not to discuss, just to stand where I could see what they've always been to me. And I finally learned what I denied: you can't outrun what lives inside. There ain't no road, no distant place that wipes away what time can't erase. It ain't the world that holds the blame, it's every step that shaped my name, and every scar I tried to disown, something I must carry home. These are the sins we carry home, carved in flesh and set in stone. No matter how far we try to roam, we drag them back, we drag them home. Oh, I tried to leave them in the past, but nothing buried ever lasts, and now I see what I've become, a man still carrying them home. Now I don't run, I don't pretend, I walk with ghosts I call my friends. Not forgiven, not undone, just part of everything I've done. And maybe peace ain't letting go, but learning what you always know, that every road you travel on still brings you back where you belong. The night grows still, the past won't fade, but I don't fear the mess I've made, 'cause in the dark I finally know these are the sins we carry home. Wind got sharp like a rusted blade, I've been riding through the night trying not to fade. The stars above don't shine for me no more, just lead me down this lonesome desert floor. Every town I pass remembers my name, whispers spread like wildfire and blame. I ain't searching for forgiveness or peace, just a place where my heart can finally sleep. 'Cause I'm a rider without a home, just a shadow made of dust and bone. I'm a rider without.
The cicadas scream in the southern heat, like a warning buried underneath. The air hangs thick, the sky burns red over words that should have stayed unsaid. The road runs long through dust and pine, where the past don't fall behind, and every mile sings soft and sick. The devil waits in Dixie. That line where the state sounds fade, with a heart half whole and a debt unpaid. They said don't linger past sundown, when the place is just outside of town. The field stood still like they could see every wrong that followed me, and every porch I passed that night held eyes that vanished out of sight. An old man spoke from a rocking chair, said, son, you best not wander there. But I kept driving through the thick where the devil waits in Dixie. The radio cracked but didn't play, just whispered things I couldn't say, and every word that slipped between felt like it came from something unseen. The devil waits in Dixie tonight, in the heat, in the dust, out of sight. Every sin you thought was gone finds you where you don't belong. Oh, I tried to leave it far behind, but you can't outrun your own damn mind. And every road I take runs quick back to where he waits in Dixie. I stopped for gas at a rusted pump where the ground felt wrong beneath my boots. The woman there didn't meet my eyes, just handed change like quiet lies. Her hands were cold, her voice was thin, like she'd seen too much to take me in. And on the wall behind her stood a list of names that never could. I saw mine scratched in faded ink before I even had time to think, and something in me turned too quick toward the truth that waits in Dixie. The wind don't move, the night don't break, it just watches every step you take. And every breath I tried to keep felt like it sank too far, too deep. The devil waits in Dixie tonight, in the heat, in the dust, out of sight. Every sin you thought was gone finds you where you don't belong. Oh, I tried to leave it far behind, but you can't outrun your own damn mind. And every road I take runs quick back to where he waits in Dixie. I found the crossroads just past the trees, where the air don't move and the world won't breathe. No sign, no mark, just open land, and something watching where I stand. A figure rose from the southern dark, not fire, not flame, just a quiet spark. He tipped his hat, said not a word, but everything in me was heard. No deal was made, no hand was shook, just a glance that felt like a hook. And in that moment, cold and slick, I knew why he waits in Dixie. It ain't about a soul you sell, or stories people like to tell. It's every choice you let remain, every quiet creeping stain. The South don't burn, it doesn't scream, it holds you in a living dream, where every truth you try to bury comes back slow and comes back heavy. The devil waits in Dixie tonight, not in flame, but just inside. Every sin I tried to deny now stands with me eye to eye. Oh, I tried to leave, but now I see he never came, he was in me. And every road I thought I'd pick was leading back to Dixie. Now I don't drive, I don't run, I just walk where it's begun, through fields that whisper low and sick, where the devil waits in Dixie. And if you ever cross that line where heat and shadow intertwine, don't stay too long, don't look too deep, or you'll wake what Dixie keeps. The cicadas scream, the night don't end, the past don't break, it only bends. And I remain where truth runs thick, where the devil waits in Dixie. There's a space between the moments where the air don't fully move, like a sentence left unfinished with nothing left to prove. and the silence feels familiar, like it's something I've rehearsed. There's a weight inside the quiet of the last words unrehearsed. I had them lined up in my head once, every phrase in perfect place. Thought I'd say them when it mattered, when I finally saw your face. But the moment came and passed me like it didn't recognize all the things I meant to tell you just stayed buried in disguise. There's no echo of that silence, no replay I can demand, just a memory of the distance between the thought and where I stand. No voice to break, no line to trace, just something locked in empty space. And every breath I hold too long feels like it's where they still belong. They're the last words I never said tonight. No wrong, no clear-cut right, just something caught before the sound that never made it out. Oh, I tried to call them back to life, tried to force them into life, but every time I reach inside, they fade before they rise. I hear them in the quiet hours when the world has settled down. Not as voices, not as language, just a pressure without sound. There's no way to reconstruct them, no exact way they would land, just a feeling that they carry that I can't quite understand. I speak around the emptiness now, try to feel what wasn't done, but every word I say too late feels like it's the wrong one. No past to fix, no thread to pull, just something never made it full. And every truth I try to shape feels like a version out of place. They're the last words I never said tonight, no way to bring them into sight. You can search through every memory, but they won't form the same. Oh, I turned, I tried to rewrite every moment in my mind, but every path I trace again still leaves them undefined. I stood still in the reflection, tried to say them to the glass, but they wouldn't take their meaning, they just slipped and didn't last. No sound to carry what they held, no form they could become, just the shape of something missing that refuses to be done. And in that quiet realization, with no time left to pretend, I stopped trying just to speak them and let the silence stand. Choose to keep finds a way to never sleep. And silence don't just disappear, it settles in, it lingers here. So everything you leave unsaid still finds a place inside your head. They're the last words, and now I see they were never meant to be. No matter how I try to find, they're lost between the lines. Oh, I ran it through my mind, every version I could find, but every line I thought was true never sounded right for you. Now the room is still and open, but it holds what never came. Every silence feels connected to a word without a name. And if you ever hold a sentence that you're waiting just to say. Don't assume you'll get the moment. It might already slip away. The night hung low, too still, too near, like it was waiting just to hear. Every breath I tried to hide, every truth I kept inside. The moon was thin, a crooked blade, cutting through the choice I made. And in that silence, cold and true, began the night I buried you. I dug the ground with shaking hands, through broken dirt and shifting sand. Each shovel's weight a heavy sound, like it was judging what I'd found. You didn't speak, you didn't cry, just stared at me with hollow eyes, like you already knew the end before it ever could begin. The trees stood still, the wind held tight, like even nature feared that night. And every shadow stretched too long, like it was watching what went wrong. I tried to tell myself a lie, that this was mercy in disguise. But deep beneath the dirt and dread, I knew the truth I couldn't shed. It was the night I buried you alone, in a place where nothing's ever known. No cross to mark, no prayer to say, just silence swallowing the day. Oh, I tried to leave it all behind, but it's carved too deep inside my mind. And every step I take feels through the ground that holds what I did to you. Earth was soft, too soft to trust, like it remembered blood and dust. And every inch I covered slow felt like something I couldn't let go. I turned away, but heard it still, a quiet sound against my will. Not from the ground, not from the air, but from a place already there. The shovel